Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, a special guest here in the studio. But first, let's always take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and his hardworking crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High 81, low 56 degrees tonight. Is that not going to be nice? How about our water temperature dropped another degree at the end of the pier? It's down to 82.3. So that's 2 degrees in 2 days. That's a big drop. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by good folks down at Panama City, Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown is still reading a 10.4, but it's level out. Be some good fishing on the big river. And the Choctaw at Carabelle this morning is reading a 4.8. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tides. We're looking at a high tide at 3:23 this morning, going on out to about 3:23 this afternoon. Gail sort of pointed it out to me. Exactly 12 hours, 3:23 to 3:23. That don't happen very often, so that was interesting. We're going to do our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, 6:24 to 8:24 this morning, and this evening, 6:52 to 8:52. Wind will continue to come out of north-northeast, a little less tonight, be 5 to 10. Okay, we'll take our break, come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back, folks, and welcome to our special guest this morning, George Roberts. Welcome to the show.
How you doing, Mr. Winston?
Look, we go way, way back, and this is Roberts and Roberts. Okay, but now the history, tell a little bit about yourself, the history of the company and all, and I'm so glad to have you on.
Well, I grew up in Port St. Joe. We had a little construction company. My dad bought out a man named George Tapper, Ward Ridge Construction, and named it C&G Construction after my brother and I, Chuck and George. Mm-hmm. Then 1975, Dad passed away in an automobile accident. Mm-hmm. And we changed the name from C&G to C.W. Roberts Contracting, and it stayed there for a long time. And then in 2013, we sold to a bigger company. We kind of grew bigger than what we were capable of managing. We were getting older, and then we started back over with another company named Roberts & Roberts. And yeah. All the kids and all are involved in it, and we're trying to get them turned over to that. So well, I'm blessed.
I know this family well. I follow them, and my dad knew his dad or knew of them, and it's a legendary what they did as far as building a company from grassroots and just plain out hard work. Always had so much admiration for them. At one time, under C.W. Roberts, how many employees did y'all have?
We had over 900.
Had 900 employees in
6 different
construction
locations.
And road pavement and all of that. And so well respected throughout the state. You had offices all throughout the state.
But 6 offices from Fort Myers to Freeport.
Wow. And always been, we go way back now. My uncle drove the truck for him, go back to T-Loja, late Joe Ed Ward, and your mother and Joe Ed,
brother and sisters,
and your cousin Jan, and Steve Kane. I know y'all be watching up there in T-Loja this morning. So good morning to all your kin folks up there, and that's my roots up there. So I've always felt close to these folks. So anyway, avid outdoorsman. You love the outdoors.
We do. And I was blessed to be, live in Hosford to where I could probably hunted more than I should sometimes.
I mean, and back in those days, the woods were just wow. I mean, and we had one of my cousin's husband helped teach you how to coon hunt.
That's right. I coon and hunted him any day with Bud and Joe Burt.
Bud Burr, yep. He was Howard Troman.
That's right.
A good while. So anyway, sheriff. That's right. He was the sheriff from Liberty County. So great roots and great outdoor stuff. You love to fish and you love to hunt. And you love it all.
Yes, sir.
And tell us about your family. You got
have 2 boys of mine, and I got remarried 25 years ago, and then she had a boy and a girl, and I call them my bonus children. And,
awesome.
And so there's 4 of us, and 3 of the 4 work with the company, and everybody's healthy and have 8 grandbabies, and they keep us busy.
Oh, I know. I can see it in the pictures here. We're going to show a lot of pictures lately that he sent to me, the things that they've been doing lately. One of the things, well, we're going to talk about Amendment 2 is what we're getting around to. Amendment 2, the right to hunt and fish. That's why I asked George to come on. I run into him all the time. He had a meeting the other night, and it was so good because what we did, we were able to bring up some folks talking about Amendment 2 and support it also. Before we get to that, I want to show just a couple of pictures. I don't know, he sent a bunch of pictures. We're going to just show a couple here real quick, just show what outdoorsman he is. So real quick on this picture, who we have here? Let's see. That's
Renner, which you know he fished with your nephew.
This is another family tie.
That's right.
Yeah, Renner fished with my nephew.
That was when I fished for Fountain and Mercury on their pro team from 2000 to 2009.
We didn't talk about that. Yeah, pro fisherman.
That's my wife. She likes to fish. She says she's about 2 inches shorter today than what she used to be because I used to drive so fast and she shrunk.
She can look at these fish, man. Look at these.
That's the fish that we caught on our boat. We like to bill fish. We like to do all kinds of
fish. I know it. It's amazing. There's my nephew.
His nephew and my little grandson. They fished together on the Liberty County fishing team. And
I'm so proud.
They went all over the state. They did good. They stayed in the top 10 a lot of times.
They did. They were awesome. Okay.
That's my youngest grandson, and if we're in the woods or on a buggy or anything, he's got a BB gun, a pop gun, or a 22 in his hand.
I love this. What's going on right here?
So my dad died on the way to Hosford from St. Joe, Thanksgiving Day.
I remember that.
And or the day before Thanksgiving. We always did the cane, did the sugar cane and made syrup Thanksgiving Day. Hundreds of people would come to Hosford and come to the house. Grandmother would make the big old cat head biscuits and when it was ready. And so we didn't do it that time. We didn't do it for 47 years after Dad passed away. And I told Chuck, my brother, I wanted to move this stuff to Panama City and put it down at our farm, and we put it all back together, and we've done it now 2 years in a row.
That is awesome. You've rekindled the family tradition right there.
We did.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with George Roberts. All right? Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with our guest today, George Roberts of Roberts & Roberts, an avid outdoorsman, a big supporter of so many outdoor activities. I'm so glad to have him on. I want to show 2 more pictures before we get into this Amendment 2, because we were talking about, the fun things y'all have getting together with. Tell us this picture here, because this speaks 1,000 words.
So during hunting season, we all pretty much stay at the camp, and one thing we do is we usually have good country music out there, and we usually have good steaks. So we can cook a bunch of them at one time.
I love it. One more picture real quick. This is at the cane grinding. So who is this?
So that is actually 3 generations. My mom, myself, my 2 sons, and then my youngest grandson.
3 generations right there carrying on the family tradition. And tell us about your mom. How old is she now?
My mom's 96 years old, lives in Hosford.
Yep. Listen, folks,
a unique lady.
We run into her every now and then going up there to eat at Brunstown, and
right.
Run into her, and she is as spry as she can be. In fact, she was in the Brunstown homecoming parade not too long ago.
Right. I think she's going to be in one today in Bristol.
In the parade, so I love it. Great folks there. Okay, now we're going to spend all kind of time on pictures and all of outdoor stuff, but we got something serious coming up on this election, folks. We got the Amendment 2, the right to fish and hunt in Florida, and I've mentioned that to you before, but George is a big, strong supporter of it. That's why I asked him to come on and talk about it. So just briefly tell us a little bit about it, George, and we'll go from there.
Mr. Winston, one of the things I've been blessed to have one of the largest dog hunting leases in the country.
Yeah.
And it's right here. I mean, it's right here it's in Bay County, Guff County, and Calhoun County, one big tract.
How many acres is that?
There's a little over 60,000 acres right there, and then I have 36,000 acres in Bristol, which is right on 12 that's in Liberty and Gadsden County. So between the two of those, it's over 100,000 acres of dog hunting land.
That's amazing.
So, you know, we hunt. I'm one of the guys that brought back the billfish tournament in Panama City. It's been a great success. We've had 2 of those. We had over 90 boats this past year, and I don't know if anybody comes, but man, on that opening day, on the Wednesday, when all those boats are there before they leave, it's amazing.
It's exciting.
It is. Yes. It is. But you know, I started hunting with my dad. My dad passed away when I was 12 years old, but Chuck, my brother, I was like by his side all the time. So I think I killed my first deer when I was 6 or 7 years old. Running dogs. Back then you didn't still hunt. If you still hunted, you was running dogs, and they put you on a stand. That'd be called and you still hunting. But they'd drop you off, and dogs come by, and you may not see them for several hours. We have a little bit better technology today. But, but you know, what hunting does for us, it teaches your kids about animals. It teaches your kids about gun safety. You know, I don't teach my kids to be scared of a gun. I teach my kids to be understand about a gun and know and respect the gun. Respect it. Because that's the key to all of it. And the same thing, we all have buggies or golf carts or something out there, and that teaches them how to drive. I mean, my 5-year-old can drive my buggy about as good as I can. And man, he wants to too. But you know, there's just so many things that goes with hunting that does that. Louis Robertson was a guy that was the regional director here in Bay County that allowed me, he came to me and said, man, what can we do to help preserve this? So I got on the telephone and I started calling around, and I called Garmin. This was back 10 years ago, I guess. And I actually got a hold of Garmin's people, and Garmin sent their main guys down here with their newest technology. And we showed right here in Panama City what the tracking device do, what the shocking ability does, what the training commands are, and how to do it. And once we did that, that's the law that they put in, is that to dog hunt, you have to have that to this day. And that's what preserved the hunting rights for be able to have the dog hunting. And you know, it really works good. But on November the 5th, we all have to go to the poll and vote on an Amendment 2 that is to forever protect the fishing and hunting for the state of Florida. Last year, over 12 other states tried to ban hunting, fishing, and one of them even farming. And you know, we just don't understand that. But Amendment 2 it'll preserve it. It has tradition and economic opportunities, and our outdoor lifestyle is what we do. And we all are fishing. We're the fishing capital in the world. People all over come visit. You know, and even the Florida. The tarpon, we have so many visitors come and do the tarpon fishing, so many visitors come and do the turkey. You know, Osceola, that's one of them, when they're trying to get their 5, you know, the Osceola's one that they got to have.
That's right.
But fishing generates more than $14 billion in the state of Florida economy every year, with another 25% of that in sport fishing. And fishing takes place all over Florida. And hunting, you know, it does another $2 billion.
Wow.
So that's a lot of money for our economy. We definitely don't want it to go away, and for our kids, we don't want it to go away.
And it's a renewable resource. I mean, they're going to keep on coming back, dude.
Exactly. I mean, it's when you ask somebody, especially any of it, the hunting, the fishing, you know, how many times you've been here? 8 or 10 times, or some of them would be like me. I've come every year all my life when I grew up, you know. So there's so many things. So yes, on Amendment 2 is very, very, very
it's
important.
So, yeah, and we had a meeting about 2 weeks ago. You and some guys put a meeting together.
Yeah,
that's where I went, and I really did. And it's a no-brainer, but then there are people against it. And so I went there at that meeting we had downtown, and it was a good, solid group of people. Our representatives and all, they're behind it. Our government up this area is behind it.
All of our representatives, senators, our Ag Commission, CFO.
Here it is right here. I just put a little post. I just looked on the internet last night. Of course, we want to vote yes on Amendment 2, and it just basically the right to hunt and fish. It's nothing fancy about it, just to give us the right. So I said, why do we even need this? And then the threats, okay, it was like you just said, 23 states, the bottom line, 23 states have passed a constitutional right to hunt and fish, and we haven't done it yet. And then it talks about what's really going on, and one of the things the opponents are trying to say that they're going to bring back gill nests. That ain't true. They're not going to bring back gill nests, but that's what the opponents, the scare tactics and all are doing. And so anyway, it's just a great thing. And here's all the supporters and all our representatives. You can see Coastal Conservation, all these people in favor of it, safari hunting, and then the opponents. You can see who the opponents are: Humane, Wildlife Consulting, and most of these people are out of town. The Florida Democratic Party is against it. All these people, Rutgers of New Jersey, I don't know what they're doing here, but
these people just set up packs and they try to, they're trying to take it away from us.
Yeah, so that we are fighting a real battle. So that's why it's so important that we vote yes on this. We're going to take a final break. Come back. Okay, welcome back. We appreciate your viewership. George Roberts here. He's with Roberts & Roberts, just a very successful firm here in Florida. It's been generations. His dad started it, and I'm so proud. I've always been proud of these folks. Your brother, what's your brother doing now?
He works every day.
How old is he now?
He's 70.
He's 70. He's working hard. I love it. So anyway, we're here talking about the Amendment 2. I want to get it passed. You see my hat, my cap I got the other night at that meeting. I got a cap, and I also got some yard signs. We're getting those put out real quick. So we've got to have a large number of people to support this.
Right. So the Florida legislature approved a joint resolution to put the amendment on the 24 ballot. This means that we have the opportunity to ensure that our future generations can enjoy the same hunting and fishing as we have today. To pass the amendment, we have to have over 60% of the votes that vote yes.
60%.
60%. That's the key. We estimate the number of being between 6 and 7 million votes that we have to have yes. That's a lot of people in Florida, but we just got to get them out. We got to let the people know, and that's the big thing, is to make sure, and that's what the fundraisers are for, is to get the ads out there and get the stuff for people to mean. That means a lot of people have to reach out to other people. That's why we're asking for your help, and that means a lot to my family for sure, and most of all the families that hunt and fish. And it's not something that we can not take lightly. It's something that we can solve this year if we can get the 60%. And I mean, we have Johnny Morris with Bass Pro is a big supporter and financially that we've got a lot of good people behind us. We just got to make it happen.
Well, exactly, and you know the importance of it. So we really, as outdoorsmen, I feel very strong about the Florida Panhandle being behind this 100%. But our state is so diverse, and some people down in the central South Florida, they're going to vote against it. So we really got to get out there and fight it.
Yeah, if you want to go on the website and look and see it, all the material on there is www.yesonToFlorida.com. That's www.yesonToFlorida.com. It'll tell you everything you need to know about it.
That's great. That's great. So we're going to talk about it between now and November 5th too. Several times we're going to talk about it and bring up some different points. But we appreciate you coming on. We've got a couple minutes left. Another one of your little hobbies is you're a licensed nuisance gator. Tell us about this real quick. I got to call. You sent me some gator pictures.
So
tell us about it.
I got I guess it was. I've always gator hunted.
Yeah.
So growing up there in Oxford, we had fortunate enough to have Lake Talcott and the river, so we hunted in there. When I moved down here, the guy that was doing it had retired, and same thing, Louis Robertson. He said, we're working on the hunting lease. He said, man, what about being the nuisance gator trapper? I said, man, I ain't got time for that. He said, it's not that bad. He said, you get a couple guys there to help you, and you can do it. And I did it, and I've been doing it now for 10 years. So we get about 100 a year.
And they just call you and say, that's got to be removed. So
right.
Here's a picture here. I mean, here's one right here. I mean, this is a big gator.
Yeah. And that's a buddy of mine from Wyoming that he retired now, but he was head of Fish and Wildlife when he killed that gator. And he told Nick Wiley, when Nick was our director, he said, Wiley, I want to kill one of them big gators. So Nick calls me and he says, George, I got this crazy guy from Wyoming. I need you to get him on a big gator. So I said, okay.
Okay, now here's another one here.
This is the biggest one that we've ever killed.
Holy cow. Where was this one at?
That one was in the river in Weewall.
No way. The biggest one you've ever killed?
Biggest one ever killed. That one was 14-1.
Oh my
809 pounds.
Whoa.
And there's a big story behind that one. That's Travis Tritt. Travis.
That's Travis?
Travis are good friends. He comes and fishes and hunts with us. And he said, man, I want to kill one of those big gators. I said, bud, killing one of those big ones just don't happen all the time. I said, he said, well, let's go see what we could do. Which we had seen this one 2 or 3 times. So we took him and we got him. Well, we had him just right, and when we're doing the nuisance gator, you actually can shoot one. So he was upside the bank. We let him shoot him, and he didn't kill him good. He left, and we had to get in a boat and go out there and try to get him. Well, that thing went crazy, and it took us about 2 hours to get him, and we finally got him hooked 2 or 3 different times. He came in and run into a dock, knocked the dock off. I fell in the water on top of the gator. That was one time I thought that I probably wasn't going to make it.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to run out of time, George. We got to come back and tell more stories. I'm going to show one more quick picture here. This is a nice boat you have. This is a cool boat right here. So
that was my Fountain and Mercury, one of those boats. So I got a boat every year. They gave us a new boat, but that's my truck, everything on it. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, buddy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're going to be supporting Amendment 2, and we appreciate the hard work and time you were putting into it, because it does take time. So we'll be supporting it.
Thank you for what you do, Mr. Winston.
All right. Folks, we always appreciate your viewership, and this is the real Florida Panhandle, real people here coming on our show. Y'all do something good for someone else today. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.